Welcome back to the show, guys. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Okay, okay, here we go. My friend, my sister. Oh my God, you are going. Her story is so phenomenal. It takes, man, it takes such courage to walk through the storm and be able to come out on the other side and not look like what you've been through, and just be able to hold your head up high, and just be able to walk with confidence. Man, guys, it takes a lot. Okay, I'm done preaching. Okay, with no further ado, please let's welcome to the show Michelamonè.
Hello. Good morning to everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope that you're doing well, Robert.
I'm doing fine. Thank you for enrolling in my vision. How have you been? First of all, how have you been?
I am absolutely wonderful. I am amazing. I am having a great time.
Good. Okay, so for those who don't know, we met at Dr. Dentley's, one of his empowerment events in Oak Brook. So I know a little bit about you. So for the audience, please let everyone know who Michelamonè is.
Well, Michelamonè, I'm saying it like you say it. Michelamonè is an expert life and
Sorry.
I am an expert life and relationship coach. I'm an author. I'm an award-winning speaker. I am a mother of two grown people. I am the oldest, yes, grown. I am the oldest of 7 in a blended family. But before all of that, I am every trial, I'm every tribulation, I'm every challenge, I'm every up and down, every victory that I've ever gone through. And my name actually means who is with God and who is blessed, Robert. So I'm blessed, and Michelamonè is blessed.
And I'm blessed to have you as my sister, as my friend, and as my guest on my show. So you had some, we was talking about the health challenges you had. What were some of them? What were some of the health challenges that you had to overcome?
Well, I had a few. I had a spine surgery in 2016, and a little before that, during the time of my life where I was living the way I wanted to, wretched, as the would say.
The old folks say that, the wretch.
Exactly, wretched. The doctors thought that I had vertigo, but at least that was the name they gave it. But to be honest, after over 30 tests, they couldn't figure out what it was. So because they are doctors, they had to come up with something, right?
Right. That's what.
So vertigo was the name that they came up with. But vertigo does not make your head bob. Vertigo does not make you not be able to walk, cook, clean, take care of your own self, and drool on yourself. So those are some of the things I was going through.
Wow.
And after a little bit over a year, I prayed and I asked God to heal me. And I said, I'm tired. I can't keep doing this. You know, what is going on in my life? And he told me that if I really wanted healing, that I had to give my life back to him. So I turned my life back to God, and because I had turned my whole back on God, my whole back.
Right.
And I remember laying there crying so hard that only God could hear what I was saying. I remember laying prostrate on my living room floor, and I asked Christ to come back into my life. And I remember him saying, now you're healed and you're saved. And I laid there crying some more because I knew that the wretched life that I was living over that last few years, because I had gone so far from God, that even when I would go into stores, Robert, anywhere that had any type of bright light, I would get really, really dizzy, and I couldn't stand up by myself.
Wow.
And, being dizzy kind of exemplifies a state of confusion. And we know who is the author of confusion, right?
Right.
So that was kind of a sign to me that it was part of the way that I was living, and God was trying to get my attention. So after going through the situation with praying and asking the Lord to come back into my life, that next morning I got up, sat on the edge of my bed, and I was able to walk by myself, and I even drove myself to the store, and I wasn't busy anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and ended up going to the doctors, and the doctors had all these doctors in my room going, what happened? What did you do? this one doctor says, well, so what did you do differently after I gave my life back to the Lord? And she says, oh, interesting. Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It's kind of amazing how when you mention God, people look at you like, oh, really? Man, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Like, really? Right.
Right. Yeah, but what a lot of times people don't understand that power of the spirit. They don't understand, boy. If they had a connection with God, this place would be a whole totally different place. But, God allows us to take our will back and do what we want to do anyway. But his heart is so forgiving that he keep giving us break after break after break. I know for me that's how it was. So what was your occupation? What was your occupation before you became a speaker, author, and a coach?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. I think around 16. But I took on a job, so I've had seven different businesses. I've had an insurance agency. I have had a couple of photography companies. I've had a magazine that was housed in over 498 big box stores throughout Illinois, Wisconsin, and in Indiana. But directly before deciding to, take on my call, which is this is a call for me. It's not just a career change. I had gotten injured because I worked for a major retailer selling kitchens, and I was carrying 150 pounds of stuff for kitchens into the client's house, and I threw out my back and had to have spine surgery. So, yeah.
Wow. So you survived that, right? So of course you did, because you on the radio show talking to me.
Right.
So
absolutely.
So we talked earlier before all this, and you mentioned to me like an award you won. What was that for?
I did. I was honored as a distinguished alumnus for my alma mater, AIU. And I was treated like royalty. I got to speak for 2 years in a row in front of over 5,000 people.
Wow.
Once here at Navy Pier, and the year before that at the Georgia Conference Center in Atlanta.
Wow.
And the attention that I got, I was so excited about that. It was really, really good. Got to tell about my story and share with them everything. And then the second year, I got to pass the baton to the next person.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Les Brown spoke at the Georgia Dome, too, in front of like 80,000 people. So you two got a whole lot in common. So what was some of the traumatic experience that you had to overcome to be receptive of such an award?
Well, Robert, okay, so I've been molested by family members. I've been raped. I've been beat by my son's father. I've been married and divorced 4 times.
Wow.
With the 4th marriage being designed to take me out mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically.
Wow.
Because I found out that my ex was living a life of lies and deceit. He was living a down low life and sleeping with men. But he also was HIV infected, and I found out that 5 months into my marriage. Oh. And when I told him that I was negative, and for the record, I still am. But when I told him that I was negative, his response was, "Oh, okay."
Like,
so,
really?
Yeah, like, oh, that's it. And I was like, "What do you mean? Oh, okay." I mean, like, not happy. I'm happy, happy that this didn't happen to you. Not thank you, Father, nothing, Wow. So that kind of took me for a loop. And it should have took my whole time. It challenged my faith because of who we were and the work that we were actually doing, because we were ministers in the faith.
Wait, he was a minister?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We ran our own church, our own congregation, and we're speaking in front of folks and claiming the gospel of the Lord, our Lord and Savior. But all those details can be found in my book, Rejection Saved My Life, 15 Transformational Keys on How to Use Rejection as Fuel. Fuel is an acronym. I love acronyms. Fuel stands for Faith Upgraded to Exponential Levels.
One more time. Say that again.
Faith Upgraded to Exponential Levels.
Wow. That's a powerful acronym. Wow. So Oh man, I'm when people see people, people are so quick to judge a person because
Yes,
they see a level of success, and a lot of times what it really is that they're afraid to step out on some faith and become this person that they was meant to be anyway. So now they
yes,
judge us, but they don't know what we had to go through to get the
right,
level of success that we are. I'm
right.
talking. I'm 3 times to the penitentiary. 90 something
Wow,
arrests. I done been in every lockup in Illinois, and to
wow.
being homeless, and now I'm an entrepreneur. I got my own a few
Yes,
businesses, not to brag or anything, but I'm just talking about when you understand the purpose. See, we got a
absolutely.
purpose. When we understand our purpose, man, life
Yes.
becomes so much easier. Because I mean, my last run, I was homeless. I was sleeping on the train. So I
Wow.
understand when people don't understand because they don't know all the stuff because we don't look like we've been through all that.
Right, right,
We don't
right,
look like it. So
right.
knowing what was the feeling, what was that feeling like knowing what you've been through when you got that award and they called your name and you walked up on the stage and you was in front of all these people. What was that feeling like knowing what you've been through? What was it like?
Well, what I'll say is, Robert, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, as you can see.
Right.
The enemy has meant for me to die a long time ago. I've been tested by my strength, my faith for many years, and I'm still standing. And even though he tried to even get me to take my own life, I felt useless. I felt hopeless. But through all of that, I wouldn't take anything back. And because
Hmm.
of that, those things, it made me the woman that I am today. So to answer your question directly, how did I feel about receiving that award? I felt humbled.
Hmm.
I felt
Ooh,
humbled that I
key
could be
word.
seen,
Yes.
that everything that I had gone through could be seen as distinguished and honorable.
Whoa,
I felt humbled.
that is a powerful word. A lot of people don't use. Wow. So you mentioned that you wanted to take your own life. What was the reason for that? Because some of the listeners, I was talking with a gentleman just Sunday, and he was
Uh-huh.
talking about how he was in this dark place and that he didn't know what to do next, and he was like feeling hopeless. He was like, I'm backed up in the corner and I can't, it's like sometimes I can't breathe. I don't want
Yeah.
to be here anymore. So can you just elaborate on that a little bit, or how you overcame that feeling?
You know, much of me overcoming it was God,
Hmm.
and me finding out who I am. One of the things that people do not want to admit is that they don't know who they are. And
Exactly.
when you don't know who you are, you don't know the purpose that's on your life, you don't see the value in who you are. You don't see the value in your life. It takes an encounter with either, whatever people want to call him. I call him God. I call him my Heavenly Father. It
Hmm.
takes an encounter with something bigger than you for you to realize what exactly your worth is.
Hmm.
Because this world will make you feel like you're worthless. This world will make you feel like you have nothing of value to add.
Wow.
Especially if you look according to the celebrity status and, everybody bling blinging out and everybody, they driving this and driving that and they living large and doing all these things. And then when you look at your life and you go, well, man, I live like this. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm breaking from Peter to Paul,
Hmm.
trying to make ends meet.
Right.
And you don't really understand that your worth is not in things. Your worth is in how you live in an abundance of your life. Abundance does not mean that you have a whole bunch of money. Abundance
Hmm.
means that you are creatively taking in everything that God has given you,
Hmm.
and you are using it. I always go back to the men in the Bible with the talents,
Hmm.
and although these talents were they were exampled as coins in the Bible. I look at them as really our talents, the things that God has gifted us with to be able to do. You know, your talent of being able to speak with people, my talent of being able to speak on stage. You know, those are talents, and if we take those things and we put them under a rug and go, Father, but I'm holding on to them, I'm saving them, protecting them. And he's saying to you, but you didn't do nothing with them.
Right.
What have you done to multiply?
Right.
You know, our whole being, when God created Adam and Eve, and he said, go and be fruitful and multiply, he wasn't just talking about babies. Right. He was talking about creating people that are going to know who I am, that are going to know what my purpose is in this earth. Right. And that is with your talent.
Wow.
You know, so to go back to your question, when people don't know that, it's really easy for life to beat you down. You know, this life is designed to create strength. Mm. And if we don't realize that everything that we're going through is to create strength, is to create faith, is to create us to get us closer to the Father, then we will just take and succumb to everything that comes our way. And when I was going through the depression and all of the things that I was going through that made me feel like giving up, I didn't know who I was. Right. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah. Wow. So, since my mom passed, every year, her birthday was on November 21st. So every year, like around November 20th, I get this, like sadness, okay. I overcome it, but, it's just this overwhelming feeling of missing my mom, then watching my dad go through cancer, die from cancer, and then my son getting murdered, in the street. And it's just like around this time of the year, it's like, a funk. But November, the first day of it, I didn't sleep. I'm like in 48 hours, I think I had 2 hours of sleep. But it wasn't until I said, you know what, God, I can't do this no more. You need to help me. I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I cried, and I came through it because I know it's a purpose for me. So I can't let the people down. So I understand when you be in that rut and when you in a position where you can't breathe and it feel like the whole world is just coming around, just falling on your shoulder and you don't know what to do with it. I understand that wholeheartedly. So I don't know. I just know that this spirit, that this power is working in all our lives. We just got to learn how to utilize them.
Absolutely.
So my next question is, you wrote a book. You mentioned that you wrote a book. What's the name of the book? What it's about, and where can we get it from?
Okay. So I wrote, the name of my book is called Rejection Saved My Life. It gives stories of my own life, and it also gives 15 transformational keys to use rejection as the fuel. Remember, faith upgraded to exponential levels, that I actually used myself. I took an entire year of healing where I did nothing but heal. I did nothing but feed my mind spiritually, my body spiritually, my mind naturally. Because I had to go through and I had to go through an excavating healing. I mean, deep. God took me back to age 5. So in this book, you'll see some of the stories I've gone through. Some of them are funny. Some of them are like, oh, what? I've had people go, they, want to throw the book, just different things like that, because they say that it takes you through every emotion that you could possibly have. And, through that time, I figured out that I wasn't the only one going through things that I needed to be healed from. That I was actually going through this process to become the woman that I needed during my time of trial, tribulation, and challenges for other women. So I realized that the things that I had been going through had to be for a bigger purpose. Nothing that we go through is just to taunt us. It's not to just make us mad or just piss off with God. It's really we have to find out what the purpose of that is. So I wrote the book to be able to help other people, other women, because my niche is women, but if a guy picks the book, he can be healed as well. But it's to be able to take them through a transformational healing, and that's deeply rooted. And you can get the book at www.rejectionsavedmylife.com. And it is on pre-sale right now because it is actually in the process, of being printed. So I can have it in my hand by the end of December. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh, wow. Good stuff.
Yeah. So I had to discover who I was through that. And, I believe that other women and other people, real talk, can be able to discover who they are and surpass their own limitations, achieve their goals, and take control of their own lives.
Yo, perfect. Can you give us the website again so we can...
www.rejectionsavedmylife.com.
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard it right. Okay, get the book. Get the book. Okay, so you have a nonprofit. I'm super excited about when you explained to me about what the nonprofit was and what it did, what it's doing. I'm sorry. I just got overwhelmed with it. So tell everybody the name of your nonprofit and what it what do it entail? And how can they help you with future endeavors?
Awesome. Thank you. So the REACH project REACH is an acronym. Again, I love acronyms. Mm-hmm. It stands for Responsibility, Encouragement, Empowerment, Community, and Honor.
Wow.
And it's the REACH project. And the mission is to improve the 5 core competencies of each individual we encounter. Now, every person on this earth has these 5 core things that they deal with. That's their spiritual, their education, their career, their health, and their financial life. Mm-hmm. And we work to improve those through teaching, through plays that I've written. I've written a play called My Last Party, which is a suicide awareness play. We deal with suicide awareness and prevention. We deal with making sure that people, like we did a home buying expo in September. We're a part of a toy drive this December, actually December 16th, that's going to be giving toys to the children at Safe Haven Foundation over on the west side of Chicago. So we always look for donations that can help in our future endeavors. We don't take none of the people that are on my board, myself, my vice president, and none of my board members take any type of salary. We don't take any of the money. Every dollar is going towards trying to get towards get the play back going up, get toy drives going, get coat drives going, because all of these things, even though we're doing drives, it takes money. Right. It takes money to secure spaces. It takes money to secure photographers, because everybody, we can't, everybody doesn't give free to nonprofits.
Right.
So we're looking for donations, and you can donate at www.thereachproject.org. And it's a 501c3 organization, so any donation over $50 is tax deductible.
Oh, wow. So you said you guys doing a toy drive. So where can people, is that where they can send the toys to that website? How do you get the toys to you if they want to donate to the drive?
If they want to donate, they can go onto the reachproject.org, and I have on there the flyer. I don't think see, I messed up. So I didn't put the flyer on there yet because I've been so busy. Okay. But they can go ahead and email me, and then I can send them the information. And I'm going to, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to post that flyer.
Okay. So So what's your email address so for everybody can write it down?
They can email me at info@thereachproject.org, and reach is spelled REECH. So
R-E-E?
info at the REECH.
Okay, cool, got it. Okay, y'all heard that right? We donating to a cause. We have to donate for the cause. So, okay, now this is the question I've been waiting to ask. What is the core woman?
Okay, so Robert, the core woman is my most recent baby. I have been mentoring and coaching and counseling individuals since 1998 when I accepted my call in the ministry. But I decided to take this further because I believe that my ministry is not in the 4 walls of the church. My ministry is in the marketplace, for those people who would never probably step foot in the church because of the things that they hear, things that they've experienced, and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe that ministry has to be thus said the Lord all the time. It's ministering to the people in the natural. The Bible says first natural, then spiritual. So because of that, I have created the Core Woman Academy, where I help women discover who they are, to pass their own limitations, achieve their goals, and take control of their lives. So I have created programs such as Equip Her. I have a 6-week boot camp that shows women how to discover who they are and get started on the kickstart on finding their purpose. And then, you know, there's more processes in there with Amplify Her. And then I also have a program called Marriage Material.
Oh, Marriage Material. What's that about? Explain that.
Oh, wow. So Marriage Material is a program that you have to progressively go through the program. So you can't, it's like you have to hit one before you can get to the other. But Marriage Material is basically really making sure that you know what it takes to be wifey, as people say. People don't, you know, we're not taught. You know, that's why we have so many divorces happening. People are not taught. If people think that, oh, I don't need to be taught to be a wife. Yes, you do. You need to be taught to be a wife.
Yes.
And, you know, men need to be taught to be a husband. You know, that's
Yes.
something that we need to be taught. We need to be taught to be parents. You know, it's a lot of things that we're not taught that we automatically think that we're, quote unquote, getting from the church, and we're not. You know, there's things that we should be, because the church is not going to talk about what happens in the bed. The church is not going to talk about what you should be willing to do and what you should not be willing to do. The church does not talk about how to handle an argument. You know, that you should, you know, you should close off those doors when you have an argument with your spouse, and close those doors off with going to make love. And people go, why would I make love after I have an argument? To close the door from the enemy. Because the enemy's whole purpose in having you argue and go crazy with each other is to separate you. So if you're separating yourself physically, then the enemy has a leg into your door. And that's the one thing that people don't do. They don't make up that way.
Wow. Oh, wow. Well, you know, I'm not finna even go there, but I promise you I'm not finna go there. Forgive me, God. I got this one. Okay. Okay. Now, you shared some information I forgot to ask, but you shared some information on why you started the play. Can you just elaborate a little bit on why, the core reason why you started doing this play?
Okay, so my last party was birth. When I first started my nonprofit, I was sitting around having a board meeting with my board members, and my daughter-in-law, my son, happens to be on my board. And my daughter-in-law, she said to me, Mom, you should probably, why don't we talk about suicide? And I'm thinking, yeah, no. Because at that time, I had not shared with my own children that I had dealt with, you know, suicide attempts myself. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, man. So I said, well, what I'll do is I'll pray about it. Let me pray and find out what thus said the Lord. And that next morning, I woke up with an entire play. But before I shared with my children, or share with my board too, that I wrote this play, I had to share with my children that I had attempted several times myself. Not once, not twice, but I had attempted 3 times myself. Wow. And the last time waking up to resuscitation bags and being in the hospital and seeing bright lights and trying to figure out what happened, because they had to bring me back. Wow. And a lot of people did not know that, because, you know, Michelle walks around, you know, she's all strong and she's got this, she's got that, but I had dealt with 32 years. And even then, when I explained to my children 5 years ago, you know, some bouts here and there, but the majority of 32 years of my life, and I'm 48 now, I dealt with depression, low self-esteem, low self-worth. Thank you. Thank you. You know, but I dealt with that, and I so much so, Robert, that I didn't even have mirrors in my house. I didn't like what I saw. I did not. I had the bathroom mirror, the mirror that everybody has in the bathroom that you can't take it out. If I could have took it out without damaging my apartment, I probably would have took it out.
Right.
But I hated what I saw. I hated who I was. I even hated what my name was, because I was depressed. I was broken. I was not who God called me to be. I was not living that life.
Wow. And that's how the play came about. So
That's how the play came about.
Because a lot of times people don't talk about the deep-rooted depression or the suicidal thoughts that they have.
Right.
And again, like to piggyback on what you said, we sometimes we walk around and we appear to be this confident, headstrong person walking with our head held up high, in front of people. But when we like by ourselves, when we in the moments where we're alone, we have these racing thoughts, and sometimes the overwhelming thoughts would take a lot of people out. So
you're right. 'Cause that's even one of the members, the characters in my play. It deals with 10 different people. Mm-hmm. And their take on suicide by, however it was personal, it was somebody else that they loved. And the lead character, Charmaine in the play, mm-hmm. that's her. She walks around, she helps everybody else, and they don't know that she's dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts.
Wow. Okay. And whew, man, it's real. This is, suicide and depression is real. Okay. Yeah. So what are some of the upcoming events that you have that we can attend?
Okay, well, I am a part of it. I am a survivor calendar, a woman named Makita on mm-hmm. Facebook. She is the host of this whole entire event. I am Miss December, so that launch is going to happen this coming weekend on the 16th at Ruby's Restaurant in Central Club Hills. Okay. And that'll be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The tickets are $5. Okay. I have a few more if anyone is interested in coming. My next set of classes for the Core Woman Academy for Equip Her will be starting up in January of 2019, the first week of January. Okay. There is an application process for that because this class is not for everybody. It's for some people that want to real change in their life. Right. So if anybody's interested, they need to go to the corewomanconsultation.com for that. Okay. And they fill out that form and set up an appointment, and I'll call them personally. And then I have beginning end of February, beginning of March, I have my book tour for 2019. So I'll be on tour for Rejection Saved My Life. Thank you. So you can follow me on all social media platforms at the Core Woman. But on Twitter, I am Michelamonè. And also, if you guys, anybody's listening is looking for a speaker for your organization that talks about rejection, divorce, suicide, and mastering your emotions, please email me at contact@michelamonè.com.
Whoa. Okay, now you mentioned the first event, I Am a Survivor. What is that? What is that?
So it is about 12 women who have gone through traumatic things in their lives, and they've gone on to survive. They are champions. They are victors. They have taken they basically have taken their rejection or the things they've gone in their life, and they turn it out for their good. Okay. So these other beautiful 11 women that I am with, I am the 12th Miss December. So it's going to be really exciting to see 12 strong women come together that have overcome the trials and tribulations in their lives, and I'm being honored for that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's 12 women, so each one of the women get a month? Is that how it go? And you guys celebrate in different areas, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're all in the calendar.
Oh, so it's a calendar too?
Yes, it's a calendar.
Okay, how can you get the calendar?
You can reach out to me. You can email me and find out. I think that I'm not sure if they have all been sold out yet, but I don't know if Ms. Makita is going to be getting more calendars. I'm sure if she gets enough people that want to purchase this calendar, then I'm sure she'll be able to order more. But don't Don't quote me on that yet. I need to find out for sure. But definitely, I'm sure that there'll be some things at the calendar launch, which will be this coming Sunday at Ruby's Restaurant at Country Club Hills. And Ruby's Restaurant is a soul food restaurant. It smells good in there when I was in there the other day.
Okay. So. Yeah, I need some good soul food. So what's the address? Do you have the address for us?
Let me get. I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's fine.
Write that down. Let me get that really quick for you. Sorry about that.
That's okay. We trying to promote everybody, every event. We want people to show up in masses and just support. Yeah. That's a good. Sometimes people don't realize the cause and effect that an event like that can have on a person's spirit or mind or whatever they're going through. When you see these people, our people that went through challenges, that's was thinking about on the brink of suicide, depressed, went through a horrible divorce, been abused, all that. When you see us come together. When you see us come together and have an event and host an event, and it's just no other word for it, because we found a way out. We found a way out, and now we're trying to show others how to find a way out. That was the whole purpose of this show. I had been contemplating a show like this for, I don't know, maybe a year, and I kept putting it off. Because of fear. I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want to be considered someone that was a loser, so to speak. Oh, you did that and it didn't work out. So I had to do a lot of praying and asking God for me to do it in the right moment. And I launched this show the day before my mom's birthday. In a depressed state. In a dark place, I launched my show because it was necessary, not only for me, but the people that's going through too. So and now you have it. So
that's awesome. Well, I'm proud of you.
I am
so glad that you did, that you pushed past those limitations and you are living the dream, because it is necessary. You are absolutely right. So what you are doing is a good thing, and I'm so humbled that you invited me on. So thank you so much.
Oh, I'm humbled that you said yes.
Oh, thank you. The address for Ruby's Restaurant is 4033 West 103rd Street in Country Club Hills.
Okay, that's this Sunday from 3 to 6, right?
Yes. 3
to 6. Come out and support. Come out and meet some phenomenal ladies, some ladies that can help change the direction of your life. And a lot of times what happens, people be scared to approach people like that.
Yeah.
In some instances. But anyway, that's another story. So what advice can you give to an entrepreneur that's just starting out, a person that's struggling with depression, a person that's struggling with suicide, a person that's just struggling, whose spirit is vexed and is on empty and don't know another way? What advice can you give them?
I have 3 pieces of advice, Robert. First, you should love yourself first. It is not selfish. It's necessary. We have been taught that, especially in our culture, because of things in church, you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to, love on yourself. You're not supposed to, think of yourself first. You're supposed to put other people first. Mm-hmm. But that's a lie. The Bible that we believe in, Christ said in his second commandment, he says, love your neighbors as you love yourself. Yep. So in order for you to love your neighbors, you must first love yourself. That was a commandment from Jesus Christ himself. So love yourself first. The second one, I would say, because we all have scars, don't use them as excuses. Right. Use them as your power. Because if we take them and we learn and say, well, what did I learn from this? How can I be better from this? Failure is not failure as in it's gone, it's over. Oh my God, I can't do this. Failure is another way of saying, okay, new lesson learned. Now, what do I move? How do I move forward? And the third piece of advice is get someone in your life that can walk you through healing those scars. So sometimes we don't know what to do, but get someone to help you so that that power that you have can be fueled. Faith upgraded to exponential levels. A coach, get a mentor, get somebody, and learn to invest in yourself. If you can't invest in yourself, then who else is going to invest in you?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had 3. What's the other one?
Oh, that was it. That was 3. Love yourself. Love yourself. We all have scars. Don't use them as excuses. And then get someone in your life that can walk you through healing those scars. And invest in yourself.
Okay.
Invest in yourself.
I love you. I appreciate you coming on the show. So one more time. Too. Where can we find Michelamonè? Where can we find her? Give us the information for you.
Okay, you can, if for booking or you want me for speaking engagements, you can reach me at contact@michelamonè.com. You can also find me on all social media platforms at The Core Woman. On Twitter, it is at I am Michelamonè. You can find me on Facebook at The Core Woman. If you want to get a free gift, can I give your listeners a free gift, Robert?
Of course, yes. By all means, please do so.
If you want a free gift, go to www.thecorewomanfreegift.com, and you will find a free training there for confidence, because everybody needs a boost every now and again. There's a free, awesome training there that I'm getting rave reviews on. So go get your free gift, and you can reach me if you need to. You can also reach me at 833-SPEAK-LIFE. That's 833-773-2554.
And there you have it. Michelamonè, anytime you have an event, anytime you want to come back to the show, anytime, please do not hesitate. I love you. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for sharing to my listeners. That is another way out. Thank you for being who you are. I really appreciate you. Michelamonè, everybody.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really grateful.
Okay, and I will call you back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of my show. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.